everybody, and welcome back to the XsivGaming channel and Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. This is our Let's Play series, and today we are on episode number 15, I believe. So if you could quickly drop us a like, it would be much appreciated. And of course, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. So into today, episode number 15, like I say, it's another story order is what we are up to today. So let's right click straight away, orders, and look at the story orders. It's this blue one just here. This is the Sakura moon. It says hi, a while back I got my car which just recently stopped working. I have no idea what happened as I don't know much about cars. My ex-wife says that I'm a loser, but driving cars is not, as they say, rocket surgery, or was it brain science? Okay. Anyway, see what bits are missing and what needs to be fixed is what the order states. So we're going to take that one. Have a look what is wrong with the car. I don't think the guy's got a particular clue about the car itself. It looks like the bodywork could need some. Oh yeah, we need a wing on this side. Looks like a headlight there. Hopefully car status. Various parts wrong with this one. Repair or replace body parts, and then we need to change the oil and filter, etc. So there's various parts wrong with the car, as we said. So let's right click, we're going to move the car. Let's see if we can put it onto the test path. No, because we can't start the engine. Let's move the car to lifter A then. So yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos, so we need to get back into the swing of things. We've not actually played this game for quite a while now. Examine mode, no, we want come out of that one. Want examine tools. Put it on the OBD scanner and see what comes of this. We've got some ignition coils that need changing, we've got spark plugs that need changing, so we can do those. Examine tools, compression test it. I know we can't start the car, it's probably due to those spark plugs and ignition coils. Hopefully you've not got too much feedback on the microphone there. So yeah, we've got some piston rings that are going to need doing. Piston with con rod are going to need changing as well, so that's interesting. Sounds like the whole engine's going to need changing. Put it on the electrometer to see what this throws up, whether it's going to be a battery or anything, or yeah, a battery needs changing as well. The starter needs changing. So we've got a few bits and pieces wrong with this one. And the fuel pressure test, we'll quickly try that one as well. And that will tell us, yeah, a fuel pump and a fuel rail DI needs changing as well. So let's go car status. Explored a few different things there. They all need changing to 100%. That's still not everything discovered. It's interesting to know. So let's get it up on the ramps, give the jack up. First job is to, of course, drain the oil, so we're going to drain, move equipment to lift A. And then we are going to use the equipment. Blimey, not much come out of there. Move equipment, place it back, and then we can have a little look underneath as well. So it looks like we've got plenty of exhaust parts that need doing. The throttle body looks knackered. So we'll start by taking these wheels off. Get those off. left as we put this into examine mode. Just quickly visually check the bits and pieces. Gives you a sort of a inkling of what it's looking like. So it's all looking pretty orange in the suspension front. Yeah, like I said, we've got some various bits there that need doing. So let's come out of there, move around the opposite side, take this wheel off as well. And then of course we can go back into that examine mode and just quickly check a couple of bits here as well. So yeah, there's an awful lot of orange, but nothing really major that I can see. Where are we? That one there. Yeah, like I said, it's all looking particularly orange. Interesting, interesting. So let's come out of there and see what's going on. So we've drained the oil, so let's take that oil filter off. We're going to have to take some bits off to get this engine out anyway, so let's can't take that one off because that's part of the front there. That one off, which needs in the engine bay. So yeah, let's come out of there. Oops, wrong button. Bring that back down. So we've got some major work to do on the engine, I think. Let's start taking the exhaust manifold off. Turbocharger down there needs coming off. Take the exhaust manifold off. So what we'll do with this one is strip the engine right down, I think. At least that way it will allow us to one, get the experience, and two, so we've got to take the gearbox off to get that out. So what we'll do is just go back under the car. Lots of up and down with the cars. So we need to take off the gearbox. To do that you've got to take off the front drive shaft. But to do that you've got to take off the front drive axles. Gearbox off, and we'll be able to hopefully lift that engine out, I believe. Take off that. Might as well take off those sway linkage, gives a bit of room. That's hopefully everything off that we need to take off. We want the engine crane. Let's move that to lift A. And I want to tell this to pull the engine out. So that's that done. And then we're going to bring that engine over there like so. So let's start removing bits and pieces. Like I said, I think the best bet for this one is to take the entire engine apart. And then we can of course repair anything that needs repairing. Put back together what's broken. Take those plugs out. You've got to take the engine apart anyway because of those pistons that we said were knackered. It might as well all come out. The cams themselves don't look particularly healthy, I think is the word I'm looking for. If you take all those bits off, water pump could come off. So we've drained all the oil out, all the fluids have come out. It certainly is a big job, these what it wants the pistons doing. Power steering pump off. Literally, absolutely and totally gut the engine. Take everything out of it. Those camshafts out. Take off the head. And that is the bulk of the engine done, I think. Engine block. So yeah, what we're going to do is just rotate the engine so that we can see what we're doing underneath. Take the oil pan off. Literally all the parts off. Take that piston out there. Take that off because of the clutch etc that we left on. There's that one. Bit tight to work in that space, but we'll get it off. There we go, I think that is everything off. There we go. So what we're going to do is head over to the repair bench, repair whatever we can. You can see there's numerous parts that are knackered. Quite a lot of parts that are knackered, to be honest. And we'll see what we can do. So what we can do is spam the repair button. If it breaks, it breaks. If it's damaged, it's damaged. And then we'll just get new after there. So let's go back to part mount, put the engine block back on. That's that nice and new. You need to put that camshaft back in, that's nice and new. Those camshaft bearing caps in. We've only got one there, that's good. The other two are knackered, I think. Yeah, so we need two camshaft bearings onto the tablet. Like I say, this has been a while since we've been on here. What did we say? It was the crankshaft bearing caps. Two of those. Then we can put that back in. So completely overhaul this engine. Piston with conrods. Like I said, we've got various pistons with us. Most of them all look knackered. And piston rings are the same. So we'll get some of them as well. Type in piston with conrod. We want 4 of those. Piston rings. We want 4 of those. And the reason we're putting 4 of them in, even though it only said I think 2 were knackered, is because last time we had or did this kind of job, it went horribly wrong. We ended up taking the whole engine back apart once again. So this time we are not going to get caught out. What we are going to need is some rod caps, 2 of I think. Let's grab those now. Why did I come out there? I don't know. Rod cap. There we go. So we want 2 of those. That's that bit done. Back to part mount. Piston with conrod. Piston rings. And then the rod cap on the end. Another one there. Rod cap. Then that is that section done. We can of course put the oil pan back on. That's that bit done, and an oil filter, which we haven't got a new one of those, so we need to look at that. The alternator, a nice new one of those that go on. Assuming that's where we've repaired it. The power steering pump that can go on. So let's quickly grab an oil filter. Oil filter I4. Get that on there. And then we can of course rotate that engine back round. You see how shiny it all is. Back to part mount, we're going to put the engine head on. That's nice and new as well. You will of course do these up in a particular sequence. We are just doing it up for quickness. We need 2 new camshafts. I believe it's those basic ones. If not, then we'll have to be going back. Yeah, it was the basic ones. So both of those are new. Cam gears. It's not asked for the cam gears, but I think we best get them. Pick up 2 of those as well. Engine head cover, that can go on, it's nice and new as well. We've got a spare one of those anyway, so get that bolted on there. Fuel rail DI, we need one of those. So what we're going to do is type in fuel. We want a fuel filter. Place that, and we want a fuel rail DI. Put both of those on, and then the intake manifold DI as well. So we're going to need one of those. No doubt we'll probably be back in there in a few seconds just to put some more bits on. Again, you would do these up in a particular sequence to make sure it doesn't warp. And there we go, we need the throttle, main throttle body. For the i4. Put on there. So that is all of that. We can then put the timing belt on. We're going to need a new one of those as well. Timing belt. You start to learn what belts and parts you need for various bits and pieces, various engines. So all comes the experience of the cars. Crankshaft pulley, again it doesn't say it needs doing, but that's at 46%. I think that should be fine. It's a shame to put old parts on like that. Yeah, serpentine belt B. No doubt we're going to need where are we? Here somewhere. Serpentine belt B. No doubt we'll be back in there for belt A. Always the way. The belt tensioner, yeah, we need one of those. That one there. Get that put on. And then belt A, yep, as expected. It's always the way. So that's that bit done. We need the exhaust manifold. That's nice and new. Same with the engine heads, etc. You would put this on in a certain pattern. We're just doing it quick. And then the exhaust manifold. In fact, we don't want to put that on just yet because we've still got the exhaust to put on as well. So I think that's it for there. We're going to take off engine back onto the crane, and then we are going to install the engine back into the car. Then that can no, don't want to do that. Do that one. There we go. And then we want to move the equipment and place it back. So we need that on underneath. Let's car status, have a look what we got. Idler roller A, he's saying it's not been done. That's that one we put on at 50 something %. This one just here, but to do that we've got to take that off. So let's take that belt back off, belt tensioner off, and we take that belt off. So there's this roller here, part mount, put a nice new one of those on. We'll go car status while we're here. Yeah, there we go. What else have we got? Just having a quick scan through this list. There's still some parts that we've not done. It could be the radiator. But get that belt on there. Belt tensioner on. Of course, belt A back on. That's all of that done. Again, look at the car status. You can see the bits going through, getting the ticks as we do this job. So looking in the top of the engine, we need these spark plugs and then ignition coils as well. So type in the word spark, complete spark plugs, 4 of those, and then of course ignition coils, we'll have 4 of those whilst we're here. I guarantee we'll put the wrong ones on, so it's easier just to change all 4. So that's the 4 plugs done. We can now put those ignition coils in. 1, 2, 3 and 4, counting with XsivGaming. There we go. So before we put that back on, we want to put the other exhaust piece on and the turbo, so that needs doing underneath. So let's get it up again. Come round to this side just here. And then part mount, flywheel. All the flywheels we've got are knackered, so might as well put on gearbox, get all 4 of the major pieces. I guarantee you if we did change only one bit, it would say that we needed to change the other, so we might as well change all 4 bits together. Put the gearbox back on, that's fixed. Okay, then that front drive shaft can go in. Nice new one of those. I'm assuming that was all good. Put the two front drive axles back in. That's those two bits on. Put the exhaust section on. It's at 46%, so I can't see it being a problem. And that is everything from underneath, as far as I can tell for the moment. Where are we? We're over here. So back in the engine bay, back to part mount. We're going to put the turbocharger on. That was all fixed up. Good job, because it's an expensive part to replace, that is. Put that cover back on. And that starter motor can go back in there as well. So that's the start. Let's go back to unmount parts. The battery needed coming off. Chances are there's something wrong with this radiator, so we'll take all of that out. I'm going to right click car status. Still a part there that we've not discovered. Another two parts there. Interesting. Go back to part mount, radiator. It's at 46%, so that should be fine. That was a 46, that was a 46, so that didn't need doing. I know we needed a new battery, so let's get that battery. All the batteries are standard batteries in this. You would check for the right battery if you were, of course, doing your own car. So we've got a fuel pump which is in the back of the car from the fuel tank. Just wondering if the fuel tank would be a problem as well. So let's get back up once again. I'll come up to the back of the car just here. So the fuel pump is just there in the top of the tank. Get that out. Take off the fuel tank as well. Right click car status. Scroll down, yeah, the fuel tank needed doing as well as the fuel pump. So again, we shall type in the word fuel, get a fuel pump, and we get a fuel tank. Fuel tank B, fuel tank C, so there's some more fuel tanks that we've not actually come across yet. Put the fuel tank back on, fuel pump, a nice new one of those. And then that is that problem done. Bring it back down. So there's still something wrong with the car that we've not done just yet. Just looking round. Looks like that oil filter, sorry, the air filter could do with being changed. Get those clips off. So we go car status. There's an air filter there now. So once we've done the air filter, it's just one part that we've not got sorted out. $9 for a air filter. It's not the bank breaking things. There we go. So we get that back on. So, Car status. What we got? One more piece to find what is wrong with the car. Now we've got body parts. Not refilled the oil yet, so what could it be? Surely not. Is it a brake survey? It was the brake survey. Interesting. So it's got various parts wrong with the actual engine, but the brake servo needed changing. Do that one as well. There we go. So, having a look, that is all the major parts done. Get that filled up with oil once again. Like so. Just quickly check the dipstick. Yeah, we're happy with that. So that is the car done as far as I can tell. I'm going to put the put the wheels back on. We've not got the sway linkage in that we should have had in. Didn't actually need to take that out. More so for a piece of realism. We would have took all that out and the under tray out to get good access to the car. That's that done. So, we are now making some good progress with this car. Been at it for nearly 40 minutes. So we've completed all the jobs there. We've done that one there. It's just a couple of bits and pieces that we are missing here. So what we're going to do, get that right down now. And of course we can move the car to entrance A. Takes it out of the way a bit. So we've got a front left fender missing. We've got a headlight, right tail light, and rear bumper. So the right tail light, the rear bumper's actually missing. On the right tail light's missing, so we just need to get the parts ordered is what we need. So we're going to come up the top here, click the home button into the body shop. Sakura Moon, I think I said it was. No, I've obviously typed that wrong. Status. Oh, Sakura Moon. That's typical. There we go. So we wanted the rear bumper. We wanted the rear right hand light. We want the left headlight. And the left fender. There we go. So go back to assemble mode, put that new bumper on, put the new tail light in, head on round, put that front light in, and then put that front wing on as well. And there we go, so that car is now finished as far as I know. Let's quickly double check. Yep, everything is done. So we've got an oil filter, idle roller, belt tensioner, turbocharger, brake servo, ignition coils, the fuel rail, the intake manifold, timing belts, the starter, the fuel tank, air filter, battery, throttle body, engine head, camshaft, spark plugs, pistons, piston rings, etc., and an oil pan. A couple of body parts missing, and changed the oil. Total money spent £5,150 or dollars, and total payout is £15,916 or dollars. So yeah, some good money there. Finish order, car is gone, see you later. So that is our story order done, episode 15. That is the 1929 Lincoln stock i6 that is being restored. But hopefully you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, remember to drop us a like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new, of course. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Your support there does help us as well. But that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.